Huda might just be my least favorite reality television contestant of all time. I really hate here to have to get on and talk about that Huda rat, Huda, from Love Island Season 7, but per usual, she showed her ass again of just how awful and dumb she is. All season long, I had to sit here and talk about how Huda just likes to play the victim, and America just fell into feeling sorry for Huda as the season went on, even though it was pretty clear Huda was a problem of her own. Started it with Jeremiah, both of them very problematic for each other. Now, I don't like to even talk about this season anymore, and if you go back, you'll see the only time I really talk about Love Island Season 7 is when I have to defend Nick and Olandria. And here we are again because of Huda's terrible fan base that she has placated herself and them into feeling like Huda can do no wrong, I guess. She now did wrong again, thanks to someone in her fan base doing wrong. Now, I'm not going to play the video because who wants to hear it, but let's just say you could find it online anywhere on social media right now, probably. Huda was on a live on TikTok, and she was taking viewers in as calling in, and I don't know why she was doing such a thing. She was also with her boyfriend, Louis, which we will get into his dumbass as well. Someone calls in, calls Olandria the N-word, and what is Huda and Louis' reaction?
Whoa, hey.
Yeah, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
Their reaction was to laugh. And it just goes to show that Huda is as anti-black as she has been called since the season began, even though she certainly loves to date black guys. But then when you're dating black guys like Louis, and I don't know if he's mixed, I don't know if he's half white, I don't know what he is, but Louis laughing as well is even the more puzzling part of what went down in that live and why they are now all getting a lot of flack. Louis is a black man himself, and for him to hear that being said and laugh makes me believe that they definitely heard that it was Olandria being called that by one of Huda's stans. Because if he, like he's tried to say online, we'll get to their apologies, because first of all, Huda's fans were trying to act like this isn't real. It's an edit. And then Huda had to get online herself and talk about it, so it was real. But we'll get to their little apology tour in a second. Louis laughing, to me, means he heard exactly what was said. Because if he just would have heard the slur, then he probably would have been offended that somebody was calling him that. But instead, he has to laugh along with Huda's fans because he is a loser. I don't even understand how the people on the Netflix reality shows even become kind of popular. Netflix has the worst reality shows. I think Love is Blind is so damn boring. I think Too Hot to Handle is so dumb. I've never seen The Ultimatum. I've heard it's better, but I haven't had a chance to check it out. I even think the Squid Games, their version of the Squid Games that's actually a reality competition, not that great either. I might try and give season 2 a chance, but the Netflix people, their shows suck and their cast suck too. And this is an example of that with this loser, Louis. Now, on to some of their apologies on Instagram and TikTok. Huda's excuse was, y'all, first of all, clickbait using a sensitive topic is actually insane to me. And Louis did not hear what was said in that no caller ID call on live. Only the racial slur, which we hung up immediately. I don't condone anything of this sort. Whoever called purposely, continuously called while we were live. I really don't condone racism, which is why I was immediately hung up she was just typing here. Again, she tries to say, we did not hear it very well, considering it sounded like a child. Only the last slur. I just wanted to address this before it blows out of proportion. Then, she said, also, laughter was because it was awkward. Like, who the heck says something offensive like that on a call on his live? And as you can hear me say, what did they say? And they said a bad word, because that's all I heard was the bad word. It was awkward and inappropriate. Whoever said it is in the wrong. If you just hear the slur and laugh, I think you have some brain damage, which Huda clearly does. She's a very damaged individual. Now, Louis' excuse might have been even worse. He says, start off by saying, don't condone no racism, but something happened on my live with a prank call and someone said something and a slur. I laughed, then hung up because all I understood was the slur. But now finding out there was a name in front of it, but we didn't hear that. So just want to say that as much as people want to call me a clout chaser and all that BS, I really hate the Love Island fan base, and as a black man who has experienced enough racism all my life, I don't even want to give the person that said the slur the satisfaction that they get from this, but I have to come here and say something because it wasn't what we heard. I don't believe him. There's no way, if we can hear, because they put the call on speaker, and I'm not going to play the video, but if you can hear Olandria's name on speaker on a video, they couldn't hear it while listening. That's why I believe that's the only reason they laughed in the moment. Because if he would have just heard the slur, I don't understand how he would have just laughed about it. Because it could have been someone calling him a slur. So either he is a lying loser or he's a dumb loser. Probably all the above. Honestly, though, these two deserve each other. Because much like the fan base of Love Island and just people in general these days, we live in a society of sycophant sheeps, because everyone just wants to follow the popular opinion. That's what happened with Love Island. Huda, for whatever reason, well, we know what reason, the brain rot on TikTok. Huda got popular on TikTok, blew up on Instagram because people want to believe that everyone that plays victim roles are actual victims, when instead a lot of people on reality TV and just in real life play the victim so they can get away with things. And that's exactly what Huda did this past season. And then even all these podcasters got online and just placated Huda because she was popular. People got off the show and wanted to take Huda's side because she was popular. Nobody stands on business. Everyone is fake as shit. And I am sick of it. And these little podcasts, they better hope I don't have the time in June and July when the next Love Island airs, because I'm going to be tearing whatever they're saying on the podcasts apart word by word, because I'm sick of dumbasses like Nick Viel trying to act like their opinion matters. All these podcasters just say the opinions of what they think the people want to hear. They can't even give their real opinions anymore when it comes to Love Island, because the fan base is so sunken, brain dead, stupid. Anyway, for anyone triggered by Huda, at least we can take solace in the fact that in spite of her popularity with younger, dumb people, she is her own worst enemy. And this relationship with Louis is not good. If anybody's seen anything else from that live, you see a guy that's just as big of an attention whore as she is. And it's just not going to work out. The foundation of that relationship is built on clout. Despite what Louis wants to say, it's built on clout. And we all know Huda is a toxic, miserable bitch deep down and is going to continue to have these toxic relationships. He does not give a shit about her. He wanted all the attention in that live. I mean, it was his live, but nonetheless, he wanted all the attention, even though he clings on to Huda for the clout.